Welcome to TV Faction today. We've curated a list that promises to satisfy every movie craving you might have, whether you're in the mood for heart-pounding action, heartwarming romance, mind-bending sci-fi, disaster-induced adrenaline, or a perfect blend of horror and comedy. We've got you covered. We're diving into the top 10 movies that span across multiple genres, as we unveil the must-watch movies that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Without further ado, let the countdown begin. Top 10 movies to watch. Starting off at number 10, we have Piranha 3D. Spring break turns gory when an underground tremor releases hundreds of prehistoric, carnivorous fish into Lake Victoria, a popular waterside resort. Local cop Julie Forster must join forces with a band of unlikely strangers, though they are badly outnumbered, to destroy the ravenous creatures before everyone becomes fish food. This movie is very cheesy, hilarious, but very gruesome. It's got the right amount of terror and amusement. It's a rollercoaster of horror and hilarity, making it a perfect choice for fans of both genres. If you're ready to take the plunge into a world where danger lurks below the surface, Piranha 3D is the movie to watch.
Piranha.
Moving on to number 9, we have Code 8. Set in a dystopian future, Code 8 introduces us to a society grappling with the consequences of the emergence of superpowers. As a minority of the population with abilities grapples with discrimination and limited opportunities, we follow the story of a young man, Connor Reed, whose quest for a better life leads him into a world of crime. The movie was praised for its concept, visual effects, and exploration of social issues, but some critics mentioned that the plot might feel predictable. The special effects elevate the film, portraying the various powers in a realistic and visually stunning manner. With its captivating plot, well-developed characters, and impressive visuals, it's an interesting take on the exhausted superpower genre.
How many of them things out there?
One, but she's really pissed off.
Moving on to number 8, we have Stake Land. After a plague turns America into a realm of vampires, a hunter of the depraved creatures travels cross-country with an orphan he rescued, searching for a safe haven. The film's pacing and tension building are masterfully executed, keeping the audience on the edge of their seats. The vampires in Stake Land are a terrifying breed, and the film benefits from its use of practical effects. The creature design is both grotesque and fascinating, creating a sense of genuine dread. With its atmospheric storytelling, well-drawn characters, and a relentless exploration of the human condition in the face of the supernatural, it's a must-watch for fans of post-apocalyptic horror.
What kind of state am I in?
Deep trouble.
Moving on to number 7, we have The Transporter. Ex-Special Forces operator Frank Martin lives what seems to be a quiet life along the French Mediterranean, hiring himself out as a mercenary transporter who moves goods, human or otherwise, from one place to another. No questions asked. Dangerous complications ensue when he is hired to kidnap the feisty daughter of a lethal Chinese crime lord, who's smuggling his fellow countrymen into France. Jason Statham's physicality and martial arts prowess are on full display in The Transporter. With its high-octane car chases, Statham's formidable presence, and a plot that keeps you guessing, it's a thrill ride that doesn't pump the brakes. Strap in, hold on tight, and experience the rush of The Transporter. Moving on to number 6, we have Deepwater Horizon. It is a movie based on true story. On April 20th, 2010, the Deepwater Horizon drilling rig explodes in the Gulf of Mexico, igniting a massive fireball that kills several crew members. Chief electronics technician Mike Williams and his colleagues find themselves fighting for survival as the heat and the flames become stifling and overwhelming. Banding together, the co-workers must use their wits to make it out alive amid all the chaos. Deepwater Horizon is more than a disaster film. It's a visceral and emotionally charged exploration of a man-made catastrophe. Peter Berg's directorial finesse, coupled with outstanding performances, transforms this real-life tragedy into a gripping cinematic experience. It serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of human endeavors in the face of nature's wrath. Moving on to number 5, we have Looper. In a future society, time travel exists, but it's only available to those with the means to pay for it on the black market. When the mob wants to eliminate someone, it sends the target into the past, where a hitman known as a Looper lies in wait to finish the job. Joe is one such hired gun, and he does his job well, until the day his bosses decide to close the loop and send Joe's future self back in time to be killed. The action sequences are intense and choreographed with a raw energy that keeps you on the edge of your seat. The cinematography captures the gritty atmosphere of the past and the sleek tech-infused future with equal finesse. In the crowded landscape of time travel films, Looper stands as a beacon of innovation. It offers exceptional performances and mind-bending concepts, creates an unforgettable cinematic experience. Moving on to number 4, we have Oblivion. In the year 2077, Jack Harper works as a security repairman on an Earth left empty and devastated after a war with aliens. Jack has 2 weeks left before his mission ends, and he joins his fellow survivors on a faraway colony. However, Jack's concept of reality comes crashing down after he rescues a beautiful stranger from a downed spacecraft. The woman's arrival triggers a chain of events that culminates in Jack's nearly single-handed battle to save mankind. Some critics felt that the plot lacked originality and echoed familiar themes from other sci-fi works, but it was praised for its exceptional visuals, acting and soundtrack. Borrows writing tropes familiar to old-school sci-fi fans, but many will enjoy that aspect. The unique style with an impressive sense of scale and verticality brings something new.
Everybody needs a hobby.
So what's yours?
Resurrection.
Moving on to number 3, we have Skyfall. When James Bond's latest assignment goes terribly wrong, it leads to a calamitous turn of events. Undercover agents around the world are exposed, and MI6 is attacked, forcing M to relocate the agency. With MI6 now compromised inside and out, M turns to the one man she can trust, Bond. Aided only by a field agent, Bond takes to the shadows and follows a trail to Silva, a man from M's past, who wants to settle an old score. With its compelling narrative, stellar performances, breathtaking visuals, and a perfect blend of nostalgia and innovation, the film cements its place among the greatest entries in the James Bond franchise. It's a celebration of all things Bond, shaken and stirred into a concoction of elegance and explosive action. Moving on to number 2, we have Titanic. James Cameron's Titanic is an epic, action-packed romance set against the ill-fated maiden voyage of the RMS Titanic, the pride and joy of the White Star Line, and, at the time, the largest moving object ever built. She was the most luxurious liner of her era, the ship of dreams which ultimately carried over 1,500 people to their death in the ice-cold waters of the North Atlantic. In the early hours of April 15, 1912, Titanic isn't just a film, it's a timeless journey through the human experience. James Cameron's magnum opus seamlessly blends romance, tragedy, and spectacle into a cinematic voyage that transcends generations. More than 2 decades after its release, Titanic continues to sail through the hearts of audiences worldwide, leaving an enduring legacy as one of the greatest films ever made.
Everyone needs to know what's next.
What's next?
Moving on to number 1, we have Oppenheimer. During World War II, Lieutenant Gen. Leslie Groves Jr. appoints physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer to work on the top-secret Manhattan Project. Oppenheimer and a team of scientists spend years developing and designing the atomic bomb. Their work comes to fruition on July 16, 1945, as they witness the world's first nuclear explosion, forever changing the course of history. Oppenheimer is an exceptional film that deserves the highest praise for its thought-provoking narrative, exquisite craftsmanship, and compelling performances. From the very first frame, the movie draws the audience into the fascinating world of J. Robert Oppenheimer, the brilliant physicist whose contributions during World War II profoundly altered the course of history.